Welcome to Mesa Now. I'm your host, Chris Brady.
And I'm Lily King-Cisneros.
On this, our 30th episode of Mesa Now, we'll be speaking to our new mayor, John Giles, and get an update on Falcon Field Airport and see what new things are happening at the library.
And we actually pulled together a pretty cool video to celebrate our 30th episode.
So stay there because Mesa Now starts right now. Mesa libraries have seen a lot of transformation over the past few years. It's not just a place to check out books or DVDs anymore. There's a lot more going on at the library. And here with me today to talk about some of the unique programs that are taking place at the library is our library director, Heather Wolf. Heather, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So you brought a box.
Yes, I did.
So we can check out boxes at the library. Is that what you're here to tell us?
This is a special box.
A special box. Tell us, it looks like some stuff in there.
There is. We have something we call the Stuffbrary.
Stuffbrary, okay.
So those are the non-traditional items that we check out at the library.
Oh, okay.
It started with bike locks.
Oh, it started with bike locks?
It started with bike locks.
Okay.
We had people coming to the library who were riding their bikes.
But didn't have their bike
forgot their bike locks.
So
okay. We worked with the city Department of Transportation, and they worked with Master Lock to donate 25 locks to the library. So we have them at every location.
Okay.
So if you forget your lock when you're riding your bike to the library, you can check out a bike lock while you're there.
Very good.
And shortly after that, we decided to explore other things that people in our community might want. And we had another donation fall in our lap. We had a woman who wanted to donate cake pans to the library. I think she was planning on starting a business.
That's an obvious choice, cake pans. So is she on a bakery or is this a personal?
I think she was planning on starting some sort of bakery business.
Oh, so she had been purchasing these items.
So she'd been purchasing them.
Okay, all right.
And it didn't pan out.
Oh, good.
So she thought of us, and originally we were kind of like, what are we going to do with them? But we had a really creative staff who figured out a way to package it. They're in the catalog. You can search cake pans. You can see pictures of all the different cake pans we have. We have over 100 of them. She was very generous.
So they're all kind of different?
They're all different. So the one I have here, I don't know, trying to figure out where the camera is.
You're fine.
So
right in front of you over here.
Right there. Okay, you can see there's a picture of.
There you go.
There we go. I can't read how to do this.
You got it.
There. Okay, so it's got a picture of the cake pan.
There you go. Your fingers are by it. Yep.
There we go. And when you open up the box.
What?
We have.
So it actually means something.
Yeah, it does. So here is our cake pan.
Of a castle. A castle. Very cool.
And it comes with the instructions, just like if you bought it at the store.
Oh my goodness. So
it comes with the instructions.
So this isn't just a regular cake pan. This is not just a round.
No, it's a specialty cake pan.
So you have specialty cake pans.
Yes. And right now, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, I can say that, are extremely popular because of the movie. But we do have a couple of those cake pans. So if you have somebody in your life who has a particular interest or character, we might have a cake pan to go along with that.
That's awesome.
So I brought that along to demonstrate. We also have play at the park kits and croquet sets, but those were all checked out, so I couldn't bring those.
So literally someone comes to, comes to the library and they can check out these items to take to a park.
Yes, and that's very nice for the main library, which is close to the Pioneer Park.
True.
Dobson, which of course is located right in the park.
Correct.
And then of course Red Mountain is located very near the Red Mountain Parks.
Very nice.
So it's very handy. You can check it out, take it out for the day. You actually get to keep it for the week. So if you're planning something, you can check it out and then bring it back when you're done. Wow.
So the libraries have just taken on a whole new dimension of what they're doing. So speaking of innovation, it hasn't been that long ago that we started up a special project out at the Red Mountain Library. So tell us about how things are going with ThinkSpot.
On October 1st, we will be celebrating the first anniversary of ThinkSpot. and we're very excited. We've had over 12,000 people visit since we opened, and as you might remember, but I don't know about the people at home, it's an unusual space. It's a collaborative workspace, it's a studio, and it's a makerspace. So we have a lot of different equipment in the space. We have a 3D printer, we have a green screen, digital cameras for people to use, Macs with video and sound editing software, and we have a holographic computer. And all sorts of cool stuff. So if people haven't had a chance to come to ThinkSpot, they should definitely come. October 1st is the open house to celebrate the anniversary.
Very good.
And we'll even have some light refreshments for people.
Very good. So, you have any other new innovative programs you'd like to highlight while you're here?
We are piloting a program for the State Library. We're calling it Tablet Time. It started Monday, September 15th. And once a week, our staff will work with parents and caregivers of 3 to 5-year-olds and show them apps that they can use that help kids with the 5 principles of every child ready to read. So that's talking, singing, writing, reading, and playing.
Singing is in there.
Singing is in there. It's an important part of our literacy.
Interesting.
So the staff demonstrate the app. The parents get time to play with the app and their child there in the library. And the State Library, through funding from the Institute of Museum and Libraries, was able to give us the money to buy the iPads and the apps. So,
wow.
And that's every Monday.
Okay, if you want to learn about innovation, cool things to do, the library is a cool place. I mean, that is where the cool people hang out.
Thank you.
Heather, thanks for being here. It's great to see you again. Thanks for you and your staff for all the great services you're providing our residents here at the library. The library is a lot more than just books. Next, Lily's going to take us up in the air in the tower at Falcon Field Airport.
Up here, you can pretty much see everything that's going on at Falcon Field Airport. We'll take you on a tour of the 4th busiest general aviation airport in the U.S. and see what they have to offer. Falcon Field Airport features 2 runways, one at 5,100 feet and another at 3,800 feet for fast, convenient arrivals and departures. A friendly air traffic control tower, the lowest aviation and jet fuel prices in the Phoenix area, 2 FBOs to serve aircraft pilot and passenger needs, plus it's home to more than 80 businesses like Boeing, MD Helicopters, and specialized companies like Performance One.
Basically what the company is centered around is experimental composite aircraft. That's what we specialize in. We've been in business now for about 6 years as Performance One, and we were previously Phoenix Composites. We've been doing everything from Glassairs through Lancers through Viper jets. Pretty much if it comes in a kit, we can build it.
They employ about 12 mechanics with more than 10 years of aviation experience in repairs, maintenance, and inspection on aviation and experimental aircrafts.
Another nice thing about our company, as well as some of the other companies on the airport, is we all kind of have an open door policy that if there's non-pilots in the community, children are a big one, that want to come and look at airplanes, actually want to put their hand on the airplane, want to walk up to the airplane and see it. We've always kind of had an open door policy to allow them to do that. It's kind of some of the fun of being here at this airfield because it's not locked down to the point where you can't enjoy the aviation community.
Another aviation company that has made Falcon Field Airport their home is Aero Maritime, a maintenance and repair and overhaul company for the Rolls-Royce Model 250 series gas turbine engine found in most helicopters.
This company, Aero Maritime, has the Rolls-Royce license to repair and overhaul the Model 250. And also we offer all the range of services of the ITP group, which is a Spanish company that works with a different kind of models and engines. So we are their USA facility.
Employing about 28 people, Aero Maritime is an international company mostly serving clients in Europe and North America.
I really like the location, and also that we can use all the facilities of the airport. So it offers a full range of services that fits perfect for our needs.
Falcon Field Airport also hosts community events from pancake breakfasts to guest speakers and open houses, where families and aviation enthusiasts can experience all things related to flights. Just visit falconfieldairport.com to view their calendar of events. So the next time you're here in the neighborhood, come by and check out Falcon Field Airport. You won't be disappointed. Okay, Dick, fire it up!
There's some exciting projects that are taking place at Falcon Field Airport. And so to talk about that with me now is our airport director out there, Corrine Nystrom. Corrine, thanks for being here today.
You bet. Great to be here.
So let's talk a lot. There's a lot of things going on, but let's maybe talk about the terminal, the remodeling and renovations. Tell us a little bit about what's going on out there.
Okay. The terminal building is a public use terminal building that people use when they're flying in and out of the airport, and it's served the city really well, but it hasn't really had any upgrades to it for like over 30 years. And so we've decided that it's time to take it to the next level, and we are in the final stages of the design for a complete renovation of the terminal building, with the main focus being on renovating and upgrading the public use areas where people can enjoy either waiting for aircraft or just watching them.
Yeah, seeing some of the preliminary concepts, it's really kind of be really attractive for those who just want to come and hang out and watch planes.
Absolutely. And that's one of the things that we really like to encourage people to do, because not only is it fun to fly, but it's really fun if you're not a pilot to just be able to come out and watch the airplanes.
Yeah, no, I think it's going to look wonderful. We're excited about that. Okay, so we've noticed recently a lot of scaffolding surrounding the tower out at Falcon Fields. Tell us a little bit of what's going on there.
Well, that water tower is a real icon for us out there, but it also has not had any paint or anything done to it for over 30 years. And as part of our program to just upgrade the facility at Falcon Field, one of the first things we wanted to do was paint that water tower. And so we painted it a new color. We put the city logo on one side, and on the other side, to greet the pilots coming in on the airfield, is the original Falcon Field logo.
It's kind of one of those iconic symbols in Mesa, so everybody kind of knows where you are.
Right.
Literally, I mean, if you go all the way to the base of that tower, you're in Falcon Field.
That's right. It's a sense of arrival when you see that.
So that's awesome. So, you know, there's been a lot of recently some studies of the airport talking about not only the airport, but the area around the airport for economic development. But at the airport, I mean, I think a lot of people don't realize it's a busy place, isn't it?
It really is.
Talk about, just to kind of give us a sense of how busy is it and the kind of activities taking place out there.
Okay. There's a wide variety of users at Falcon Field Airport. It's not just one type of user. We have a lot of corporate traffic. We have a lot of businesses that operate there at the airport. Over 82 businesses actually on the airport that employ over 1,000 people right there on the field. But it's also an airport that caters to recreational pilots as well, if they're just wanting to go around and fly around at the superstitions or go to Payson. Our focus is on that diversity, and last year we had over 263,000 operations, aircraft operations at Falcon Field, which makes us the 4th busiest general aviation airport in the United States.
Wow. So it's a busy place. So, you know, when you have an airport like that, you often talk about making sure we looking out into the future and making sure we have plans for that. We often refer to that as our master plan.
Right.
How does the master plan accommodate or consider all that activity? What's included in a master plan?
Well, of course, you have your infrastructure, making sure that your runways and your taxiways are going to be able to continue to accommodate that type of traffic, as well as aircraft ramp parking and so forth. But in addition to that, we need to make sure that we are well positioned as a city to be able to welcome economic growth and development at the airport, new businesses, new hangars, and so forth. But keeping in mind that this airport is located within the city itself, and so whatever we do, we want to make sure that it's compatible with the surrounding area.
Very good. Okay. So for those who are somewhat familiar with the airport but don't know a whole lot about it, tell us one little known fact about the history of Falcon Field that you can share with us today?
One little known fact. Well, there were a number of British Royal Air Force cadets that were trained at Falcon Field during World War II, and I think that's pretty common knowledge.
Okay.
But what some people don't know is that there were actually a number of American pilot cadets that were trained at Falcon Field. So you have a combination of both.
Okay, so tell us a little known fact about what happens out at the airport today that most people probably wouldn't know.
Little known fact about what happens out at Falcon. Well, there's just a lot of activity out there, and I would say that for anybody, whether you're in the air traffic control tower or working for the airport or one of the businesses, we all show up every single morning thinking that we're going to all be doing just one thing, and then there's always something new that happens that's new and exciting for all of us.
All right, very
so
good.
So it's never boring.
Falcon Field, it's your airport. Get to know it. It's a great asset for the city. We have great staff out there operating the airport, so thank you for taking care of our airport and making it a great success.
Thank you very much.
Joining me now is our new mayor, John Giles. Welcome to our show.
Thank you, Mr. Brady. Good to be here.
We're glad to have you on board. So, Mayor, you're somewhat familiar with mayor and city council, being on city council in the past. So, tell us a little bit about, it's been a little while, but you were on council previously. Is that correct?
Yes, I was on council from 96 to 2000. Served the last 2 years as the vice mayor. It was coincided with Mayor Wayne Brown's term of service on the council.
Okay, very good. Well, we welcome you on board. So let's talk a little bit about, you've been a Mesa boy for all your life, practically. So tell us a little bit about that background, kind of your background here in Mesa.
Well, sure. I'm an old Mesa guy. I was born here in 1960 in what is now Benedictine University.
Right.
And went to Mesa schools. My dad was a elementary school principal in Mesa for 30-something years, and my mom substitute taught, and the youngest of 5 kids. All of my older brothers and sisters went through the Mesa school system as well. So I attended Whitman Elementary School and Eisenhower Elementary School as it was built, and Carson Junior High School and Westwood High School. Graduated in '78. And so I spent a little bit of time out of Mesa. I served a mission for 2 years in Korea and went out of state for my undergrad at BYU, but then came back as quickly as I could to ASU for law school. Married a girl from Scottsdale and converted her to being a Mesa girl. And so we literally, outside of just a handful of years, most of the breaths I've taken have been within a mile or two of where we are right now.
This is home. Okay,
yeah.
Wonderful. So talk to us a little bit about as you were thinking about running for mayor, and you had been on council before. What are some thoughts or ideas you had going through your head as you knew the opportunity for a new mayor was coming up? What did you see about Mesa that kind of prompted your interest in running for mayor?
When I left council, I'd had a really good experience, and I left with a good taste in my mouth, but I'd also felt like I kind of had worked that out of my system, and I was ready to serve in other ways in the community. And so for the last, since 2000, I've enjoyed being outside of city government, serving on nonprofit boards and school district assignments, and just enjoying generally being involved in the community. And so when this situation presented itself, I initially declined the suggestion from others that I was the right person to do this. But the more I thought about it, frankly, at one point I just had this realization that there's really nothing I would rather do than be the mayor of Mesa, Arizona. That's would be as good as it got for me. And so I kind of came to the conclusion, too, that the time that I'd spent away from city government, serving in other capacities in the community, might actually have been a good preparation for serving as mayor, because I had a taste of it having been on the council, but then maybe a more well-rounded and outside of the box introduction to other assets in the community, other points of view in the community that would serve me well as the mayor. So that's kind of what led me to the conclusion that this might be a good idea.
Wonderful. So even though you've lived in the community all this time. You've served on council, you've been involved in a lot of, with the school and a lot of other community affairs. As you've kind of become, as you're running your campaign and now you've been on the job for a week, whatever it is, talk to us about what are some things that, that you look at Mesa and say, what you liked about Mesa you saw was interesting. Is there something that surprised you at all, or do you feel like you've been kind of on top of things and knowing what's going on? I mean, I know it's only been a week, but is there some kind of aha moments that you're experiencing yet, or?
I'm in a constant state of aha right now. Everyone that I talked to leading up to this tried to warn me that being on council versus being mayor is really apples and oranges experience, and that even though we all understand that Mesa is a big city, and there's a lot to it, the Mesa city government is a lot of things. It's an employer, it's a provider of housing, it's a provider of, you can just run the gambit as to what a big organization is and all the things that it does. And until you are the mayor or the city manager, I think, it's difficult to really imagine how consuming an organization it is and how much energy it requires to help lead it in a good direction.
Right.
So, but that's been a good thing. I've been very impressed, frankly. Not trying to suck up to the city manager or anything, but it's been great. The more I get into the organization, the more I meet the people who are running things, the more impressed I am. One of the great experiences thus far was shadowing Mayor Finter during the 3 days that our community was really, and the city government was dealing with the flooding situation.
Sure.
I was so impressed with the managers and the rank and file, public safety and other, not just public safety, as you know, nearly every department in the city got involved in that operation. And spending 2 or 3 days seeing those people get little or no sleep, the way they responded to that neighborhood or the neighborhoods was very impressive to me, and really gave me a patriotic moment, on behalf of the city.
Sure, good, thank you. So, I know it's, again, like I said, it's still early, but just kind of as your thoughts going forward, what are some areas you're a little more, maybe some more focused on, have some interest in right now at the beginning of this term?
Economic development, I think, is an answer to a lot of the challenges that Mesa faces. I've said last week in my swearing-in speech that I think the more we can focus on providing additional opportunities for good, high-paying jobs, that will improve some of the challenges that we face aesthetically as a community, financially as a community, the social challenges that people face at an individual and family level. All of those things will be improved if the city government can do all that they can to provide good employment opportunities. So that, I think, that's a focus of mine early on, to do everything I can to help the different parts, and the different parts of town have different challenges in that regard. Southeast Mesa, out near the Gateway Airport area, literally is the best place in the country right now to locate a business. And so we just need to continue to support that area, provide the infrastructure, the water, the electricity, the utilities. It's our role as a city government to do that. We need to make sure we don't back away from that, because it's in the future we'll see thousands of jobs, and the future of Mesa's employment is in the Southeast Valley, or southeast part of our community. The same scenario very much true in the Flacon Field area. A lot of the exact same assets that we see in the Gateway area are also present in Flacon Field, and we can have that same amount of economic activity going on out there. And we could go, step by step through all the neighborhoods in Mesa, the Fiesta District, West Mesa, the Riverview area, the downtown corridor. They all have their own strengths and challenges, and I'm excited to work with the City Council to do what we can in each of those areas to promote economic development.
Excellent, excellent. Well, that's very helpful. Well, we know you've got a whole lot of things to do and a lot of people to see and want to meet the new mayor, so we appreciate you taking time to come on our show today, and congratulations, and we look forward to working with you over the next couple of years.
Well, thank you very much. I couldn't be more excited to be here.
Very good. Thank you. Thanks for watching Mesa Now. We want to thank all of our guests for appearing on our show today.
And if you have any questions, go and visit mesanow.org. And let's take a look back at our past 30 shows.
As we end today's show, we want to highlight one of the great times we've had this summer. Hello, I'm Chris Brady.
And I'm Heather Gray. Welcome to Mesa Now, a new program here on Channel 11 that we're excited to bring you.
Hi, I'm here with Jim Lawrence from Smart Car Auto Sales here in Mesa. How are you today?
Great. Good morning, Heather.
It's that time again. Spring is here and it's time to root for the Cubbies.
That's right, Heather.
Welcome to Mesa Now. But first, I need to return a few books I've been reading. Whew, let's go play some golf.
We stay a little bit. All right, and
In here, people are having such a great time. What a great thing for Mesa. Yeehaw!
I'm here in the kitchen of the Mesa Convention Center.
I'm getting kitchens. I start with
When you think about recycling, most of us think about using the blue barrel.
And joining me is Jay O'Donnell. Jay, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So thank you, Lily, for helping out today. We welcome you on board as helping co-host this. I'm your host, Chris Brady.
And I'm Lily King-Cisneros.
Welcome back. With us now is Mayor Scott Smith. Mayor, welcome.
When we're talking about planning for the future, we can't forget about the role of transit.
Ruiz about doing business. Our Economic Development Director will join us. Welcome to Mesa Now. In keeping with our technology theme for this show, we're here with Cindy. Thanks for joining us today. Thanks for sharing that with us.
Till the east side terminal gets built,
Well,
right?
yeah, I mean,
To fill us in on Celebrate Mesa.
built a large moat coming down Main Street. No,
It's
we're
a big slip and slide.
a big slip and slide vote that has to come up in November.
Down Main Street.
Literally.
Literally.
Welcome to Mesa Now. I'm Chris Brady.
And I'm Lily King-Cisneros. You know, something looks a little bit different, Chris.
This is a little different setting for our show. We don't have the desk in front of us.
No, we're sweltering out in the heat.
I'd like to thank everybody for joining us on Mesa Now today. We've had a great group of guests. We've learned a lot about technology in the city. And you'll have to excuse me. I've got to get out and do a response on this high-tech piece of apparatus. Thanks for joining us.